Good afternoon and Jai Hind, Sunbeam Bhagwanpur. Well, a very apt setting indeed. You don't unleash woman power and then expect me to come here and say something which is very soft and which is very appealing. It does not work like that. But I also want to say to everyone who's celebrating woman power today and who is talking about Nari Shakti, it takes a different kind of an emancipated man to not feel threatened by the woman who stands shoulder to shoulder with him. And if every woman in Sunbeam in the country walks confidently through the corridors of power, emancipation, liberty, and demands and enjoys equality, it is because over the years, it took us 75 years, but the men have evolved. So can we have a huge round of applause to all the wonderful boys and men who make us feel empowered because they cooperate with us. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. You may take your seats. Well, 75 years of the Republic, and we stand at a very, very opportune time in India. I could simply reel off about the wonderful things that have been happening in this great nation of ours, starting with infrastructure. You may talk about the temple that was inaugurated. I will also talk about the Atal Setu. I will talk about the Worli Sea Link. I will talk about the amazing work the Ministry of Roadways has done. And I'll give you a very simple, small, homegrown example. At Sunfest, it used to be such a big ordeal for teams from Balia, for teams from Mirzapur, for teams from Azamgarh to come to us. And now they say it just takes us 40 minutes. 40 minutes in rural heartland of eastern Uttar Pradesh to reach from one point to another. That is the power of infrastructure development which has been happening. Law has never ever been more contextually relevant. This country has had the largest of heart to delve into its law and to see, like someone said just now, that law is the tool, but it is used to give justice. We are looking at our own laws passed many, many years back. We are tossing out the archaic. We are amending them to become more contextually relevant. The Supreme Court actually has the power to again apprehend and criminally charge people who have been let off by the lower courts. And you and I very well know what kind of heinous crimes they have committed. I'm referring to the Bilkis Bano case. And we had the temerity to say that, yes, this was an error. These people have to be punished. Law has been so tremendously taking dynamic steps forward. It is an amazing time to be in India at this very moment. The economy, everyone is talking about it, but the one aspect of economy that I want to highlight is foreign investment. From an Elon Musk saying that he would want to bring Tesla to India, to every foreign investor looking towards India whilst Europe and the rest of the West grapples with recession, it is our country which has been identified as the place to come and invest because growth is happening here. Culture revival, we have done it in such a fashion that it is sometimes now not just a matter of pride to be an Indian, but we are getting a tad arrogant about being Indian. Far cry from the days when we were the meek, servile Indian who felt that he did not have a country to give him or her a powerful identity. Now we say India wale with a certain kind of swag, and the world says yes. Whether it is Mumbai being slated as the 12th best city in the world, mind you, we have made it to that grade to be staying in. We have taken giant, absolutely phenomenal strides in terms of development. And if we have done all this, then what is left for you to do? The generation before you has toiled ceaselessly and given you this. Now, what is left to you? What is left to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is that one amazing word in the Indian Constitution which we all need to practice, live and breathe: secular. That is what I am talking about. In all the hype and hoopla of having the identity as an Indian, we sometimes tend to forget that we wrote the Constitution so many years back. We consciously chose to put the word secular in it. And as citizens of this nation, it is our duty that this very important word in the Constitution does not get neglected in the hysteria of developing and celebrating our new national back to roots kind of identity. I'll give you a very small example. एक परिवार जिसके पास धन है, साधन है, वो हर तरह की समृद्धि से ओतप्रोत है। वो परिवार बहुत खुश हो सकता है, बहुत संपन्न हो सकता है, लेकिन उस परिवार के सदस्यों में अगर दिलों का मेल नहीं है, अगर वो परिवार एकजुट नहीं है, अगर वहाँ वैचारिक मतभेद है, अगर वहाँ रोज़ की कलह है, गृह कलह है, और अगर वहाँ लोगों के दिल और लोगों की सोच तेरा मेरा इन टुकड़ों में बटी हुई है, और वो परिवार अगर एक साथ एक छत के नीचे रह के हमारा नहीं कह सकता, तो उस परिवार को टूटने में कोई भी बहुत समय नहीं लगेगा। तो आपका दायित्व क्या है? आपकी जिम्मेदारी आती है भारत की एकता और अखंडता। You have the responsibility to preserve the secular fabric of the nation, because this generation does not carry the baggage that our generation does. For us to meet and greet and talk to people within the borders of our country and sometimes outside the borders was a huge achievement. But you, dear students, put just one finger on the mouse and claimed the entire world to be yours. Such is the thought that you are being nurtured into. So my only appeal to you on the 75th Republic Day is, do not draw borders where none exist. Let us all today look back to the Constitution, rejoice in the first three words and say, we the people of India. Let us today once again resolve to build bridges and not walls. Thank you and Jai Hind.